All right, start about in 1 minute. All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kenny is here. Episode number, 64 of Flight Simulator. I hope I picked the right plane today. I'm hoping she's got enough guts to do what we want. And I hope she's got enough fuel. We can always land and get fuel. That's not the problem. So today is a trip down to southern Colorado. I was looking at Bushtalk Radio. And, well, hey. Woo! Off to a great start. Bushtalk Radio, and then some of the places that they have in southern Colorado. And I thought, well, okay. Yeah, let's go check out some of these places. So we're going to head towards Alamosa. The Great Sand Dunes are one of them, the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Once we get in the air, I'll turn on Bushtalk and sync them up. I really like this plane. It's very simple to use, fun for sightseeing. Again, I'm kind of questioning my choice today. Maybe I should have went with the Cessna Skyhawk, but we'll find out. I was thinking about getting over some of these mountains. I'm like, So we're taking off from Pueblo, Colorado, and we are heading southeast. See if this thing will show us our flight plan here. Nope. I don't see it. Well, that's not good. Flight plan. Huh. We don't need that, actually. I wonder if it blew out the flight plan. Let's check our nav log. All right, settle down. There are no objectives. Well, I'll be.
There's something on my mind. So now that I've got time, one thing I've got to do.
There's the Great Sand Dunes. That's where we're headed.
I'm gonna have a big fat steak, then head on down to the lake. Gonna grab my fishing pole, head on down to the
Oh well. Let's not worry about it. Just head in that direction.
I'm going fishing. Got me a rack of beer. They're biting good, I hear. Pull me up a 5-pound trout. That's what I'm talking about. Got gas in my old truck. Sure hope I don't get stuck. But if I do, I just might stay and fish another day. Gonna grab my fishing pole, head on down to the fishing hole.
See if he'll hold us on course. Where you going, pal? No.
Fishing,
That was dumb.
hooks and I got weights.
All right.
Got lures and I got
Yeah, probably a bad choice to use this particular plane.
down at the docks. Gonna grab my fishing pole and head on down to the fishing hole. I've lost all my ambition. I'm going fishing. I'm gonna grab my fishing pole, head on down to the fishing hole. Ain't gonna spend no.
There we got a. There we have a.
I'm going fishing.
The only thing is, it doesn't have an autopilot.
I'm going fishing.
Yeah, I feel really dumb. I'm gonna go back out to the main menu. Yeah, it's probably better that I get the Cessna. I mean, at least she has an autopilot, and I can pop out and look around. Without the autopilot, whenever I go out to an external view, it has to only be in the one particular type. I can't do drone follow. The plane will go all over the place. So, I'm sorry, Icon. I really love you. But Cessna kicks your butt. And I have the flight plan saved. Not much I did do today. All right, so it's a little bit ziggy and zaggy. But there's Pueblo again. And Great Sand Dunes. We come towards Alamosa and try to get some of the Bushtalk Radio stuff going on for that. So here we go again. Sorry about that. I want to deeply apologize for my lack of shows starting at 10 a.m. every day. The real world has actually been, I'm on call. And so the real world has actually been throwing a lot of work at me, and that's great. But unfortunately, it's chewing into my mornings and afternoons for streaming. So this is the best I can do when I got time.
Lift your spirits, free your soul. There's no limits. You don't have to fit the mold. Light the fire, lead the way. Reaching higher, gotta move on.
Refamiliarize myself real quick. Bum, bum, bum. There we go.
It's all in your head. Don't you forget who you are, where you're from, what you want, and who you wanna be. It's all there to find. Don't waste your time. Take the reins, ride the waves, and believe you can make your masterpiece. You're perfect, and that won't change. If you're upset when things don't go your way, you
All right, great. We have our course all set in. There we go.
find new meaning from moments in the dark. Show the world
I really need to get the updated icon. So I've heard that one, she's got a better engine, and two, the autopilot might work.
your heart. It's all in your head. Don't you forget who you are, where you're from, what you want, and who you wanna be.
This sounds like country Backstreet Boys.
Don't waste your time. Take the reins, ride the waves, and believe you can make your masterpiece. If you want it, you can get it, but you gotta manifest it. If you want it, you can get it. Make your masterpiece. If you want it, you can get it, but you gotta manifest it. If you want it, you can get it. Make your masterpiece. It's all in your head. Don't you forget who you are, where you're from, what you want, and who you wanna be. It's all there to find. Don't waste your time. Take the reins, ride the waves, and believe you can make your masterpiece.
Kineas 2-1, continue for south departure.
Ludlow Tower, Kineas 2-1, continue for south departure.
Some days I really wish I was a left-handed person. It'd be so much easier for me to do some of this stuff without cross arming. And we want to do nav. And we need to put our CDI into that. I've noticed that lately with this with the Garmin, like the first waypoint doesn't want to take. And I don't really understand why it does that. Yeah, I don't know why. Got us turned around. No, I don't understand why the Garmin does that. The flight plan's in there and it should go right to the next spot. But it doesn't. It's not. And now it's got like this weird back course going on. Lord. These are all user waypoints, so it... I don't know what it's doing.
I gotta get out of my head, gotta get on out of here.
It makes no sense.
Evil ways couldn't be
Alright.
more clear.
We should go in the right way.
When I'm feeling up just to knock me back down, she's the word kind, the lady luck
Let's check our our mix. That looks fine. Don't need landing lights on. All right, well, we're on course, I believe. And let's see, are we doing a flight level change? Not the really. Do a 300 feet per minute climb. See what that does for us. Hopefully the graphics are a little bit better and the stream's a little bit better. I've been spending a lot of time trying to find that super sweet spot between, you know, the stream speed and the graphics and where my computer starts breaking down. And to me, it's a big improvement. Especially some of the things I've got done with the encoder. Previously in earlier live streams, I was constantly getting like texture flickering across the whole screen. And so just constantly tweaking this and tweaking that and tweaking this. And now, hopefully, the last time I checked the test stream, everything's really clear and stable. Where are you going, plane? What are you doing? Really? Please, baby. Put us on the right course. Oh my Lord. What is wrong with you? Maybe I should just use heading holds. Autopilot's gonna be a pain in the ass. I don't know why. It's not liking these user spots, and it doesn't want to just take and get on course. So, all right, more than one way to skin the cat. Just get there, you dumb thing. Sorry to insult the Garmin. It's probably my user error, but normally, you know, I've got a flight plan and it should follow what I've put in, and that really should be the end of it. So, but I've noticed that lately. You create a full flight plan, and like that first waypoint, it just doesn't want to head to it. I'm always having to do a direct to. So, you know, maybe that's how the real world ones function, and I just need to get watch some of your videos on how the Garmin NX is working. But I'm not happy with it. Not at all. 3006. $3006. So this first leg, basically, all we got to do is just get beyond those hills right over there, those mountains, and then we're pretty much at the Great Sand Dunes. Go back over here. See, that's where we're at. Oh, I can teleport the plane, huh? Here's where the Great Sand Dunes starts. The San Isabel National Forest, which is huge. And then I want to head down here towards Alamosa. So let me get the, make sure we're logged into Bushtalk up in here now. Oh, really? What now?
is type Cessna Skyhawk 6 miles south of Pueblo, 7,600 feet. Request flight following.
Kineas 21 Denver Center. Squawk 6465.
Squawk 6465, Kineas 21.
Kineas 21 radar contact 7 miles south of Pueblo, 7,700 feet. Altimeter 30.04.
Roger, Kineas 21.
Oh, even the Cessna kind of disappoints at times. All we're trying to do is get 12,000 feet. We're only at 300 feet per minute. And, just don't have the oomph, I wish you could get this baby with a much beefier engine as well. See if I pull the mix out, if I get a little bit more RPM. I think that was it. 5. Hit 2.5 there. I'm down to 200 feet per minute. Nice day for flying in Colorado, that's for sure. This is Bushtalk Radio. On up here. That's Bishop's Castle. We already did that one last week or the week before. So we're heading over to the Great Sand Dunes. We should get a tour for that. I'm interested in hearing some rock today. Or something else. Maybe some alternative. Let's see what's going on that channel. You need safe music for your live stream, YouTube live stream or Twitch live stream. Check out the Pretzel app that I'm using here, and the link is in the description. Tell him Kenny has sent you. Yeah, I figured we were a couple of degrees off. That's not a big deal. Let's put us on a collision course with that mountain a little bit. So it's probably better to go around. Yeah, it's probably better to cut it a little bit. I don't want to try to go over it. Not at the climb rate we're doing. Hopefully all your flying activities have been great. Please like and subscribe so I can follow what you're doing. Following a new pilot I found the other day who's doing live streams from Brazil. I certainly wish some of these clouds would manifest into a little rain. We're on a little bit of a dry spell. You know, we've been getting great rain. I've been talking about that lately. But now we're in a kind of a dry spell. Every day we were getting great rain for a while. And now it's just, sun has just been beating the heck out of everything. Might have to go around some more. What kind of altitude can I get? Go up to 500 feet per minute. I don't want to stall out or anything, but I do want to get some more altitude. Usually the best climb is around 60 to 70 knots for this thing. I could probably put it up a little bit more, but gotta be very careful. Nope, now we're too much. Drop it back down to 500. I don't want to go below 60. And there we go. Take it back down to 400. Okay, back down to 300. Come on, drop the nose. It's better. 10,000 feet. I definitely pumped a lot more into the ground textures, the textures in general, and the resolution of the terrain and terrain vectors. Well, I can't wait to get another computer and be able to push things all the way up. Hey, if you happen to be... I am hitting stall. You happen to be a multi-millionaire flight simulator enthusiast, and you just happen to stumble upon my channel right about now. Come on, you. Not you. But if you could hit that super chat and make a super huge donation, put me into a better computer. Oh my gosh, come on. Never trust an autopilot. Jesus. All right, fine. Just follow the heading. God, you beast. You're gonna kill us. Well, we're not getting over that. And we just lost all of our altitude. You son of a gun. And we're descending. I hate you. We are heavily laden with fuel. I should have planned, instead of putting so much fuel in, that's probably the problem. Should have planned to stop in Alamosa and left us with less fuel to try to hop this. Now I'm regretting this one. Now I'm like, we should have went with the Baron, the Beechcraft twin engine. But normally I don't have too many problems using the Cessna doing a hop right over these. It's getting up over Pikes Peak, over 14,000. It's kind of a drag sometimes. Usually hopping these hasn't been a problem.
All the way there, we know there'll be laughter to silence our fears in the snow. We're driving all the way there. Christmas Eve, I wanna be with you.
It's a little premature to be saying about Christmas Eve. I was surprised to see in the statistics for people that are using Microsoft Flight Simulator, very surprised to see that the 152 is more popular than the 172. And maybe because that's, you know, I don't know if that's still the most popular training plane, and that's the reason why that most people are preferring the 152 over the 172. But this is the one I would want to start out with training. You know what I've never really looked to find out is if there is a way to decrease your fuel. Just a dump, toggle fuel dump. My lord. No, there is, other than doing a fuel dump, there's no just decrease fuel. Huh. So basically, we're entering the area now that they call the Great Sand Dunes here in Colorado. So the readout for this place, the tour, is in this direction, it's saying. So where have you been flying lately? What are you flying? Those are my questions. What are you flying these days? What's your favorite plane to fly these days? And where have you been flying? So I'm kind of thinking that's all it right there up against the side of that hill there, that mountain. All these are all the Great Sand Dunes. Great Sand Dunes National Park, and coming up on the point where the tour guide should kick in and start talking to us. Might have to come down a little bit. Usually have to be like within a mile or so. I've never been there. Plenty of friends who take their little four-wheelers, and a lot of people that go camping up there. And it's so close, but I've never been. It's still so green that it doesn't look like sand dunes. Maybe it's still on the other side. We're getting a lot closer to the point on the map. It may actually be up on that on the other side of the ridge. Because we haven't quite even hit the pinpoint yet to get our tour. So no, yeah, it says this is not it. It says it is still ahead of us. But we're almost over the pin, almost.
Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve is an American national park that conserves an area of large sand dunes up to 750 feet tall on the eastern edge of the San Luis Valley, and an adjacent national preserve located in the San de Cristo Range, in south-central Colorado, United States. The park was originally designated Great Sand Dunes National Monument on March 17, 1932 by President Herbert Hoover. The original boundaries protected an area of 35,528 acres. A boundary change and redesignation as a national park and preserve was authorized on November 22, 2000, and then established by an act of Congress on September 24, 2004. The park encompasses 107,342 acres, while the preserve protects an additional 41,686 acres for a total of 149,028 acres. The recreational visitor total was 527,546 in 2019. The park contains the tallest sand dunes in North America. The dunes cover an area of about 30 square miles and are estimated to contain over 1.2 cubic miles of sand. Sediments from the surrounding mountains filled the valley over geologic time periods. After lakes within the valley receded, exposed sand was blown by the predominant southwest winds toward the San de Cristos, eventually forming the dune field over an estimated tens of thousands of years. The four primary components of the Great Sand Dunes system are the mountain watershed, the dune field, the sand sheet, and the sabkha. Ecosystems within the mountain watershed include alpine tundra, subalpine forests, montane woodlands, and riparian zones. Evidence of human habitation in the San Luis Valley dates back about 11,000 years. The first historic peoples to inhabit the area were the Southern Ute tribe, while Apaches and Navajo also have cultural connections in the dunes area. The park was first established as a national monument in 1932 to protect it from gold mining and the potential of a concrete manufacturing business. Visitors must walk across the wide and shallow Medano Creek to reach the dunes in spring and summer months. The creek typically has a peak flow from late May to early June in most years. From July through April, the creek is usually no more than a few inches deep, if there is any water at all. Hiking is permitted throughout the dunes with the warning that the sand surface temperature may reach 150 Fahrenheit. Sandboarding and sand sledding are popular activities, both done on specially designed equipment which can be rented just outside the park entrance or in Alamosa. Visitors with street-legal four-wheel drive vehicles may continue past the end of the park's main road to Medano Pass on 22 miles of unpaved road, crossing the stream bed of Medano Creek 9 times and traversing 4 miles of deep sand. Hunting is permitted in the preserve during the months of autumn, while hunting is prohibited within national park boundaries at all times. The preserve encompasses nearly all of the mountainous areas north and east of the dune field, up to the ridgeline of the Sangre de Cristos.
So yeah, the Sangre de Cristo Mountains here that we're kind of skirting. And yeah, now you can clearly see that these are sand dunes. When we were coming over the other ridge, I'm like, that doesn't look like sand dunes. But boy, all this does. Let me play that again. If I can get the plane under control here.
Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve is an American national park that conserves an area of large sand dunes up to 750 feet tall on the eastern edge of the San Luis Valley, and an adjacent national preserve located in the Sangre de Cristo Range, in south-central Colorado, United States. The park was originally designated Great Sand Dunes National Monument on March 17, 1932 by President Herbert Hoover. The original boundaries protected an area of 35,528 acres. A boundary change and redesignation as a national park and preserve was authorized on November 22, 2000 and then established by an act of Congress on September 24, 2004. The park encompasses 107,342 acres while the preserve protects an additional 41,686 acres for a total of 149,028 acres. The recreational visitor total was 527,546 in 2019. The park contains the tallest sand dunes in North America. The dunes cover an area of about 30 square miles and are estimated to contain over 1.2 cubic miles of sand. Sediments from the surrounding mountains filled the valley over geologic time periods. After lakes within the valley receded, exposed sand was blown by the predominant southwest winds toward the Sangre de Cristos, eventually forming the dune field over an estimated tens of thousands of years. The four primary components of the Great Sand Dune system are the mountain watershed, the dune field, the sand sheet, and the sabkha. Ecosystems within the mountain watershed include alpine tundra, subalpine forests, montane woodlands, and riparian zones. Evidence of human habitation in the San Luis Valley dates back about 11,000 years. The first historic peoples to inhabit the area were the Southern Ute tribe, while Apaches and Navajo also have cultural connections in the dunes area. The park was first established as a national monument in 1932 to protect it from gold mining and the potential of a concrete manufacturing business. Visitors must walk across the wide and shallow Medano Creek to reach the dunes in spring and summer months. The creek typically has a peak flow from late May to early June in most years. From July through April, the creek is usually no more than a few inches deep, if there is any water at all. Hiking is permitted throughout the dunes with the warning that the sand surface temperature may reach 150 Fahrenheit. Sandboarding and sand sledding are popular activities, both done on specially designed equipment which can be rented just outside the park entrance or in Alamosa. Visitors with street-legal four-wheel drive vehicles may continue past the end of the park's main road to Medano Pass on 22 miles of unpaved road, crossing the stream bed of Medano Creek 9 times and traversing 4 miles of deep sand. Hunting is permitted in the preserve during the months of autumn, while hunting is prohibited within national park boundaries at all times. The preserve encompasses nearly all of the mountainous areas north and east of the dune field, up to the ridgeline of the Sangre de Cristos.
So we just take a this mountain range that we're flying by, the Sangre de Cristo. Let me go ahead and play that one now, and then we'll take a look over here.
The Sangre de Cristo Mountains are the southernmost subrange of the Rocky Mountains. They are located in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico in the United States. The mountains run from Poncha Pass in south-central Colorado, trending southeast and south, ending at Glorieta Pass, southeast of Santa Fe, New Mexico. The mountains contain a number of 14,000-foot peaks in the Colorado portion, as well as all the peaks in New Mexico which are over 13,000 feet. The name of the mountains may refer to the occasional reddish hues observed during sunrise and sunset, and when alpenglow occurs, especially when the mountains are covered with snow. Although the particular origin of the name is unclear, it has been in use since the early 19th century. Before that time the terms La Sierra Nevada, La Sierra Madre, La Sierra, and the Snowies were used. According to tradition, Sangre de Cristo were the last words of a priest who was killed by Native Americans.
Yikes. That I can believe. So now over here, just a few miles away, surprisingly, something I never knew was here, to be quite honest. A reptile park. I had no idea. When I was looking over the route I wanted to go today and noting the different tour spots, like, that's interesting. Usually thinking south for reptiles, but what do I know? Not much, but that's what this is all about. Learning and, learning about things about my own state I didn't even know. It's quite exciting. I mean, I've driven by here plenty of times on the way to Pagosa Springs and stuff, and you always, I can see it. But again, never been adventurous and done any hiking or anything. Nice little waterways around here. And basically straight ahead should be our tour. A lot of people are flying today. I can hear them overhead. Real Skydudes and Skydudettes. Lots of flying going on today. Should be over the pin in a minute or two. And we'll turn south and head towards Alamosa. This looks like it might be it right here. This little lake and this area. Or not, maybe a little bit further still. When I'm zoomed out, I seem a lot closer, and then I zoom in, and I'm like, no. No. Still ahead. coming in range of the pin now. Come on.
Colorado Gators Reptile Park is situated in Mosca, Colorado, 17 miles north of Alamosa. In 1977, Irwin and Lynn Young purchased 80 acres on which they started a farm to grow tilapia and African perch. The farm includes a geothermal well that is used to keep the water at a temperature appropriate for the fish. In 1987, they purchased 101-year-old alligators to help dispose of fish processing waste. The alligators grew, and locals wanted to see them, so the farm was opened to the public in 1990. It now includes a bird sanctuary, reptile rescue, education and display, and a biodome.
Don't see any biodome. Let's pause though, and let's take a look around with the. Take a look around. Tilapia, huh? Ugh. That is one fish I do not enjoy the taste of at all. That is so gross to me. Well, I don't see anything that resembles a biodome, but it is not a custom location in the simulator. It's just part of this Bushtalk Radio that somebody added. It's a user added point, and then the AI reads it. Either way, it's something else to see in Colorado. There's the Ludlow Massacre.
Do you even know what love is? Is this just a game for you? Do you even know what trust is? Is it just about the blame for you? I'm trying to find what you have inside. Your energy is black as
I have a yearning to get a horse, some pack mules, and go vanish out here somewhere.
There's a light that's dragging on, and it's carried me this far. Once again, I fail to send the message on. Bridge the gap of certainty. Finally claim the things we need. One more step is one more chance to understand. They said I was young, they pulled me away. I fell to my knees, would you carry me? I have no regrets for the first time.
All right, so Alamosa. Alamosa is a home rule municipality and the county seat of Alamosa County, Colorado, United States. The city's population was 9,806 in 2020. The city is the commercial center of the San Luis Valley in south central Colorado. Alamosa was established in May 1878 by the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad and quickly became an important rail center. I'm looking for the rail yards or anything rail yard. Stretches out a pretty big way. Stopped here for lunch, didn't really ever know the history. I was there for a minute. Almost was the terminus of the D and RG until 1881 when the line was extended to Monte Vista. The railroad has had an extensive construction, repair, and shipping facility in Alamosa for many years and headquarters its remaining narrow gauge service here with trackage reaching many points throughout southwest Colorado and northern New Mexico. Alamosa is now a noticeable tourist town with many nearby attractions, including the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, Colorado Gator Reptile Park, and the Rio Grande Scenic Railroad. The town hosts Summerfest on the Rio, which occurs the first weekend of June. The early iron car show over the Labor Day weekend, and weekends on the Rio on various Sundays throughout the summer. The city takes its name from the Spanish adjective alamosa, meaning of cottonwood, for the cottonwood forests which grow along the Rio Grande and throughout town. A cold desert climate, long cold winters and warm summers, dry weather year-round. Normal monthly mean temperature ranges from 16.3 Fahrenheit, January to 64.6 Fahrenheit in July. Annual precipitation is only 7.31 inches, with the months of July through September being the wettest. All right, so we need to turn west now. Sounds like our neighbors are partying their butts off right now. Middle of the afternoon on a Thursday? A Thursday, yep. Duh, well, Time and I aren't friends. I rarely know what day it is. Okay. All right, so the next spot we're going to be heading, taking us over the another national park. And that, so we're here, and we're going to be crossing over San Isabel National Forest, and we need to go over to here, towards Walsenburg. Something crazy happened here that I want to find out about. Some sort of massacre back in the day. It's kind of frightening, but people, you know, put us up about 45 degrees to that. No, go to heading. Keep on this course. Kind of almost want to be going east right at the moment. Just that. But we don't want to be going north. Got a little bit of wind blowing in her face, so maybe we can get a little altitude here. Kinda, I mean, it's not directly in our face, but turn a little bit more.
Between the lines, work the dark and coldest minds. With dirty hands, you deal the pack, looking for the one-eyed Jack.
Okay. So again, the Sangre de Cristo Mountains stretching all the way, they said, what, to New Mexico? This mountain range here. And the moon is out. Come on, Beastie, you gotta climb. Come on, Beastie, climb, climb, baby. Oh boy. Gonna be a search and rescue out for us. Man, people are like, oh, let's build roads here and there and here and there. And wow, we need a road over here and we need a road over there. And you can see it's probably where they're planning a bunch of development, creating a new city or something. Replanning all their roads. Who knows? This is probably 10 years as well. Who knows what's been built up since then. I really wish they would give us way more accurate. Maybe with 2024, I don't know what the deal with is with Bing, and could be a national security issue. I don't know. So we're basically getting ready to cross into the San Isabel National Forest. You look here. Get rid of this. Spanish Peaks Wilderness. Keep your fingers crossed. Try to shoot right through there. What is it? 3:54 here in the Midwest. Yes, we are doing a Southern Colorado tour. Did the Great Sand Dunes already, some Reptile Park, Alamosa. Now we're heading to the San Isabel National Forest, which is right out in front of us. And then beyond that, we're going to go check out this place where some sort of massacre took place in the past. Kind of gloomy, but it's a marker on the map, so we'll go see what it says. That's the point we're flying to right there. The Ludlow Massacre. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got it. Yeah. I was worried. Probably do an alt hold now. Let's get a little bit more. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So we are now in the San Isabel National Forest. So if you're thinking about coming to Colorado and you're like, man, where's a good place to go camping? Hey, what do you think about this place? Wish they'd do one of those alone shows here so I could be in it. Do it in some place like this. Throw us all out in the woods up there.
Chasing the wrong things and wasting my time. By a victim of crime. Is it yours or mine?
right on the border of New Mexico, right below us there. There's Taos. So bright. People are like, your screen is so bright. It's too bright. That's the way it looks here, man. It is like looking, sometimes you think it's winter, you know. It's just so pure white sometimes against the horizon. The mountains look like they're snow covered. It's very bright up here. And so what you're seeing, what I'm seeing, that's actually pretty accurate some days. It's so just pure white. Can definitely understand why they designated this whole place as a national forest, but it sure looks like
I should have known you were a liar when I met you. I should have known you had a secret little double life. I should have known you were the devil flying undercover. I should have known you'd fit the part. I should have known you were a star.
you should have known. Yeah, you should have.
You are the roar, making waves in my world. I gotta
4:08 in the afternoon here in Colorado.
I should have known you were a liar when I met you. I should have known you had a secret.
I need to try to take some time tonight or tomorrow. I need to go back to the last episode and this episode, and I need to put the chapters on and set chapters up so you can easily skip to points. No, I'll get that done. I'll try after this live stream. I have another one coming up tonight, but that's for Baldur's Gate 3. Those require a lot of chapters. That's a very, very intense game. There's a lot to it. You're going to end up spending hundreds of hours, unless you're some like D&D guru. But even then, there's just so much to it. Last night, 5 hours on one map alone. Actually, it's been like 15, 20 hours on one map, and I'm still not done. It was just 5 hours last night, then it was like another 5 hours the previous night, and a couple of hours before that the previous night. And this is just one new area that we're in. Alright, I think we can come down some more. Where are we at? What are you doing? You going up, buddy? How about you come... Yeah, come down.
I should have known you were a star.
Don't break. Come on now. Don't be stupid. Relax, relax, relax. Just another day. Relax, playing, relax.
I only do things that are bad for me.
Peace.
Only do
Blue thing.
that are gone and blow away. I only do things that are bad for me. And I only listen up when it's time to go And I only want to know that you're good for me. And I only want to know that you're gone and blow away. I only do things that are bad for me. And I only listen up when it's time to go Cause I reach out to the one I love.
Alright, should be coming up.
The Ludlow Massacre was a massacre perpetrated by anti-striker militia during the Colorado Coalfield War. The Colorado National Guard and Colorado Fuel and Iron Company Guards attacked a tent colony of 1,200 striking coal miners and their families in Ludlow, Colorado, on April 20, 1914, with the National Guard using machine guns to fire into the colony.
Oh my God.
Approximately 21 people, including miners' wives and children, were killed. The chief owner of the mine, John D. Rockefeller Jr.,
Oh my.
excoriated for having orchestrated the massacre. Ludlow was the deadliest single incident in the Southern Colorado coal strike, which lasted from September 1913 to December 1914. The strike was organized by the miners against coal mining companies in Colorado. The three largest companies involved were Colorado Fuel and Iron Company, owned by the powerful Rockefeller family, Rocky Mountain Fuel Company, and Victor American Fuel Company. In retaliation for the massacre at Ludlow, the miners armed themselves and attacked dozens of anti-union establishments over the next 10 days, destroying property and engaging in several skirmishes with the Colorado National Guard along the 40-mile front from Trinidad to Walsenburg. An estimated 69 to 199 deaths occurred during the strike. Historian Thomas G. Andrews has called it the deadliest strike in the history of the United States, and it is commonly known as the Colorado Coalfield War. The Ludlow site, 18 miles northwest of Trinidad, Colorado, is now a ghost town. The massacre site is owned by the United Mine Workers of America, which erected a granite monument in memory of those who died that day.
Oh, I've got some strong expletives that I want to throw out. Just unfreaking real, man. You know, the whole thing, everything that's going on in the world right now recently about, the rich, the people in control, doing whatever they want. And it's been that way throughout all of history, of course. It's always been the same, But they were on strikes, so Rockefeller sent in people with machine guns. And then the National Guard are involved over a strike. And it wasn't great conditions back then. But it's always the same shit, man. It's always the same shit with these people. So I don't know if I'm sure you are. You're following what's been going on in Hawaii. So while not similar, it's the same shit. That's really sad to hear. And of course, why am I not surprised that the Rockefellers' names are coming up, or the big railroads, or, Lord. All right, let's head back towards Pueblo. Man, that really bums me out. What's going on here? Are you paused? Anytime I hit P, it pauses the simulator. What a sad way to end the tour. I still think the the Garmin's broke. Keeps blowing out my Rec 2. This is not updating properly. Yep, don't know what's up with the Garmin. Something with the original flight plan was bugging the whole thing out. Now that I've deleted the flight plan and just do a direct to KPUB, she's all over it. Well, that's it. I mean, I'm going to fly back to Pueblo, but that's basically it for today's live stream. So I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you as always. Please like and subscribe so that I can return the favor. I'd really like to find out what you're up to. What are you flying? If you're flying, or if you're playing games, or I'm interested in so many things. So it doesn't really matter what you're doing. I'll probably be interested in it. Thank you again. Really appreciate it. Even taking a minute out of your day to tune into something like this. Thank you very, very much. A lot of big YouTubers out there. A lot of big YouTubers doing Flight Simulator. Trying to carve my own little niche, you know. Niche. If you have any suggestions on maybe what you want to see tomorrow, if not, I'm going to probably be looking at this again, this Bushtalk Radio. So today we did all these points on the map. We started at Pueblo. We already did Bishop Castle. We did the Great Sand Dunes. We did Alamosa. We did the Sangre Crystal Mountains. Came down here to San Isabel Forest. I think we missed this one. What was this? Oh yeah, the Raton Basin. We turn this down. My bad, we missed that when we were skirting the border there. Let me go ahead and play this one.
The Raton Basin is a geologic structural basin in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico. It takes its name from Raton Pass and the town of Raton, New Mexico. In extent, the basin is approximately 50 miles east-west and 90 miles north-south in Huerfano and Las Animas counties, Colorado, and Colfax County, New Mexico. The basin has long been a source of coal, and more recently of coalbed methane. It is known for its well-preserved exposures of the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary, which has been intensively studied for evidence of meteorite impact. Topography. Although structurally a basin, the Raton Basin forms a topographic high dissected by eastward flowing streams such as the Purgatoire River. The basin forms the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, immediately east of the Sangre de Cristo Range. Geology. The sedimentary beds that form the basin are of Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Paleogene age. In the eastern part of the basin, the sedimentary section is capped by flows of basalt of Miocene age. The basin is highly asymmetrical, the beds dipping more steeply on the west side than the east. The sedimentary rocks of the basin are extensively intruded by igneous plugs, dikes and sills of Eocene to Oligocene age. Two large granitic intrusives near the axis of the basin form East Spanish Peak and West Spanish Peak. Dikes of felsic to intermediate composition radiate outward from East and West Spanish Peaks, and on the north side of the peaks have the appearance of large stone walls. Dikes of mafic and ultramafic composition trend east-northeast to west-southwest across the basin. Ultrapotassic lamprifier dikes can also be found along the basin flanks, which are highly unusual in the Rocky Mountain region. The site of the Raton Basin was a coastal plain at the end of Cretaceous and beginning of Paleogene time, and has a well-preserved sequence of rocks spanning the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary.
Yeah, so sorry about that. I missed that cut there at the end. So, for Colorado, there's still... We got over here. Black Mesa. Isn't that in a Steam game? Black Mesa? Black Mesa, Cimarron River, Boise City is the only town in the continental United States that was bombed during World War II. Really? They flew all the way in here just to bomb a piece of Colorado? That's crazy. Going out towards Kansas over here. The Grandpa War Relocation Center, Camp Amache, was a Japanese-American concentration camp located in... Great, we had a Japanese concentration camp here. Oh, lovely. Fort Aubrey. That's going into Kansas. John Martin Reservoir. Another massacre. Lovely. Oh, that's great. That's just fantastic. Pueblo Wise Broad Aircraft Museum. Bishop Castle. We went there already. Beautiful. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if you can see that picture. Wow. It looks really good in the simulator. So these are all the locations around Denver. So there's quite a few. I'm going to put the state marker boundaries up on this thing. I would use the local radio part of this app, but that's all copyright music. Can't use it. All right, well, how the hell do you get back out of this one now? So lots and lots. Look at all these places people have created. Just do it for days. So it's neat to have on as you fly around. I really appreciate the likes. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Man, I didn't need to take that much fuel at all. That's what I get for not being a great student of doing all your calculations of a distance, yada, yada, yada. We had such a tough time getting the altitude we needed because we were heavily laden with fuel. And look at how little fuel we've used on this flight. I love the 172. I love you, airplane. But yeah, I could have cut out 50% of the fuel and probably would have made it a lot easier and less worrisome trying to get over those peaks. All right, so we've got our clearance to land at Pueblo. So somebody out there has got to have a souped up 172 with a more powerful gear on it and, you know, kit and more powerful engine. There's got to be people out there that have customized planes. Because it would be awesome to have a 172. I haven't tried any of the, I don't know about any of the other Cessna planes. They did the 180s or I don't know their line. But it would be lovely to have something like this just with double the horsepower. That's very much what it looks like in the afternoons out here. When you're looking downrange, everything looks kind of ghosty. Very much like that. Now they got these little tiny electric engines and that they're putting on things for like the drone planes, electric planes. Yeah, slap a few more of those on here. Another thing that I would want if I was to if I could customize the 172. I'm getting old, so my eyes suck. And they're not the greatest these days. And I really enjoy night flying a lot, but the landing and then taxiing and stuff, it's really, really difficult for me. You know, I have to have like a night where the moon is full moon and I can see everything. If not, it's even driving at night can be a real drag for me. And that's sad. I don't appreciate that's all the lights you get right there on the 172. You know, I would want lights along the whole, all these wings. And then in the simulator anyway, it's just inadequate. You know, it's like 10%. And then you see all these commercials on TV. The new Bell and Howell tactical military Uber flashlight. You can cook eggs with this thing. You can cook a pot roast with this thing. You can see it 10,000 miles away, right? Those kind of commercials. And then I look at the lights on this airplane and I'm like, I want to swap it out for the Bell and Howell Uber military tactical lights because these lights just ain't cutting it. And I want a whole bank of them. You know, just strap a whole bunch of those flashlights with some duct tape, I suppose. I don't know. I know I'm kidding. But, really. So in the forums, you know, I'm always complaining about, could you please turn up the lights? Can we have a volume to maybe increase the lights on the plane? In older versions, you had access to, you know, you could control the 3D lighting and control intensities and do things like that. And yeah, it makes no sense to me why, you know, they don't put them under the nose somewhere. Hell, put them on the wheel, something. Just that one that's over there on the side. It's hard seeing the runway when I'm taxiing, and then it's hard making out turns. Those blue lights don't help me at all. I'm looking forward to the day where all the airports start incorporating the electric paint, right? So that they can just, you know, it'll look more like Tron. So all the taxiways will be clearly delineated in nice blue lines or whatever. They have the ability to illuminate paint now. And it's probably a lot actually cheaper than a bunch of these little blue lights everywhere. You just illuminated a paint strip. So I hope airports and the FAA start getting into that. One night in Alpha, I don't know, you know, this is one of those believe it or not stories. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. So this is right after Alpha started. So we're about almost 1 year exactly away from release of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And I am flying at night and I'm just bitching up a storm about, maybe this is right after release because I was live streaming. I couldn't live stream during the alpha. So my timetable I'm old. My brain doesn't work anymore. So it must have been right after launch. By the way, I'm bitching up a storm. All night long, I'm complaining how the lights suck, you know, and how when you come in for landing, you know, you can see the blue lights. And if you have perfect eagle eyes, I'm sure it's not a problem for you in the real world. But even in the simulator, it's a problem for me. So bitching. And I'm coming in for a landing at Colorado Springs. And all of a sudden, all the lights turn on. Just what I'm talking about. Like they created this, it's like they turned on all the, how do I explain this? It's like they augmented the airport with the lights I was talking about. I could see all the taxiways like lines instead of blue dots. And every light was on. And I had no problem making my way to the terminal. And I was just cheering. I'm like, yes, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way that the lights should be. And never again after that. So somebody over there at Asobo with some real power was watching me and listening to me bitch and turned on all the lights for me. And I don't know how they did it. And it's never been the same since. I've never seen anything like it since. But I know it happened. You know, it's like seeing a UFO. Well, I know what I saw. So you can believe me or you don't have to believe me, but but I know what I saw. And I've done plenty of forum posts in the past about lighting up. The FAA should get into all that, you know, or even the general aviation, all the small little airports, really get into the electric paint stuff and give us some beautiful Tron-like airports. All the airports in Europe, all the small little airports, they're all so pretty, and the grass strips and clean white lines and white rocks and everything's so beautiful. And our airports out here just, there you go. They're just nothing beautiful about any of them, really. They're not really spectacular. It would be nice if ours were as beautiful. Like speaking the distance out there. You must be getting close. Yeah. I believe we'll get a landing pattern, but I may have turned it off. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the best I could do, turning graphics up as high as I can without getting things bogged down. Been trying to find that real sweet spot when I'm live streaming, so we're not losing any frames or having any bitrate problems. So I've been trying to fine tune everything and spending a lot of time just moving a notch here, moving a notch there, moving a notch there, adding this there to try to get it to where I can. And I've even turned it down a little bit. The last stream seemed fine, but then it started gacking a little bit. But I had the terrain up almost to maximum. And looking really good. The only thing is with these trees and then, ambient occlusion, which is doing shadows in the trees. Every time, like there, even now, just looking at these little groups of trees on the ground, you see how they shimmer, the light is trying to create like leaves and bounce off of leaves and create shadows, and it just creates these shimmer in the textures. And they said the trees will be 3D. I suspect it's still probably going to do the same thing in 2024, but I would rather have ground shadows on than off for the terrain, sans trees. All those all the shadows for the terrain, especially in later in the evening when the sun is at a lower elevation, you can really make things out nicely. Yeah, there's our landing pattern. So I'm going to say it again shortly, but I'll go ahead and say it again now. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. We're basically done, hit all the points that we needed to hit today. Put her down for a landing and call it a day. Didn't even finish my coffee today. We were coming back to Pueblo, Colorado, at the Pueblo Municipal Airport. And just up the road from here is where I live, in Colorado Springs. I live about 5 to 7 minutes away from the Colorado Springs Municipal Airport. So that is why, pretty much why I almost always do all of my flying around here. This is my home. Very large Hispanic population in Pueblo, Colorado here. And so a lot of great places in the world to get great Mexican food. And Pueblo, Colorado is another place. Plus the chili festivals, and they grow a lot of chilies here. So New Mexico, Colorado, there's some fantastic Mexican restaurants I would love to take you to.
The Pueblo Weisbrod Aircraft Museum is a non-profit aviation museum located in southern Colorado. It was founded in the mid-1970s by former Pueblo city manager Fred Weisbrod. The museum is made up of 2 hangars that were built in 2005 and 2011. The hangars house several of the museum's aircraft along with thousands of artifacts dating from World War I to modern day. PUAM is home to the International B-24 Memorial Museum and the Southern Colorado Space Museum and Learning Center. There are several historic military vehicles in the museum's collection, many of which are still in operational condition. The museum is located 6 miles east of Pueblo, Colorado on U.S. Highway 50 at the Pueblo Memorial Airport, occupying space on what was the Pueblo Army Air Base during World War II. It is managed and maintained by the Pueblo Historical Aircraft Society. The museum's collection includes around 40 military and civilian aircraft, as well as several military vehicles. The museum hosts periodic open cockpit days and fly-ins at the neighboring Pueblo Memorial Airport. PUAM houses an extensive collection of books and research material in the museum's library. The museum is run by a volunteer staff of men and women who provide tours, run the gift shop and do aircraft restoration and maintenance.
Yeah. So if you're into stuff like that, right here at the airport. Good enough. All right. And it does have an ILS here. Do 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 do. Just turn on my lights when I was doing that. My landing lights. That's okay. All right. That concludes this live stream. Thank you very much. I will try to see you tomorrow. The real world has been messing up my schedule badly, but that's a good thing. It's really, really a good thing. So I don't have a consistent schedule and it makes things very difficult, but I'll do that best I can. Oh, this is a great song too. Good song to end with. So these credits are going to run long then.
Waiting on the air to change, waiting to kick down something pure. Oh, there's so much we get to know. Nothing's certain, you can't be sure. I don't want it inside your mind, inside that misery.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.